Whenever I have to talk about localizers, it's because an unfortunate situation has happened, but now, hilariously enough, there are localizers on social media who are extremely upset they are being replaced by AI. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, follow me on social media, and consider supporting through Patreon or via YouTube memberships. Now, of course, whenever I have to talk about translators, we're usually ending up upset, but I'm sure many of you will find this situation kind of hilarious just because who is complaining and why they are complaining. So, this is a Niche Gamer article. It says localizers have been upset over the recent news of series The Ancient Magus Bride getting a simultaneous English AI translation. I, of course, always say this. It is always, well, better if we can have humans doing the work instead of AI doing everything. But when it comes to things like localizers and translations, over the past few years, localizers have been doing basically whatever they feel like, and that is the issue. Maybe companies are sick and tired of controversy surrounding otherwise good products because localizers are taking creative liberties. And this is an individual who has taken many creative liberties over the years. I've had to talk about Katrina Human Localizer, Katrina Translator, countless times on this channel because of all of the controversial things that they have said and, of course, also done. So, they went on social media, and, of course, Anime News Network tweeted The Ancient Magus Bride's manga returns gets simultaneous English release using AI translation. Very, very good series, by the way. But Katrina said, I don't have words for how embarrassing and disappointing this is. Instead of paying a human to do a quality job, rich coming from them, they're using AI to get a mediocre product for free. Is this how little they think of English-speaking audiences? Of translation for shame. I don't have words for how embarrassing and disappointing it is to have to constantly talk about this individual taking creative liberties and butchering translations that they are doing. It is so disappointing and embarrassing to have to say that I am someone who has to put up with that, who you think so little of, that you would go and you would make all of these changes because you're afraid to, this, original version, this original text might offend somebody, it might bother somebody, so I made it for sensitive individuals. I didn't ask for that. I asked for a translation of the original creative's work, not for you to go and make it better for sensitive snowflakes. I would generally agree that, yes, having a human do a high quality job instead of AI is what I would typically lean towards. But when it comes to things like localization and translation here, I can't say that I feel all that bad because it's people like this who have completely obliterated the trust between consumers and companies. They are the middleman who decides if they are going to take creative liberties. They are deciding to push my money away. And ultimately, again, maybe companies are sick and tired of controversies surrounding otherwise pretty good products. A lot of these Japanese publishers or developers, when it comes to games, they're just contracting, to the United States and trusting these people know what the hell they're doing. And then they log on to Twitter and see threads and articles of people saying translation butchered. Do you think that they're happy about that? Do you think that they're going to be okay with that? Of course not. And they shouldn't be. They also went on to say machine translation isn't smart enough to handle audio visual work like TV, movies, manga, etc. I would assume that with this, they are going to do something like we've seen in, video game journalism. I've had to talk about it a couple times now, but there are companies who are, taking AI and they're basically hiring assistants, AI assistants. So the AI will pump out the content and they will proofread it. They will, make any small tweaks. But let's say it's got an 85% accuracy. That is still a lot lot of time that is being saved by using something like AI. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of AI. I would rather have human beings doing high quality work, but in this situation, I just cannot side with this localizer. It's just so sad to have to sit here and say, I would rather an AI do this work because I trust AI more than this human being. I mean, I've had to talk about them many times, but Localizer brags about horribly westernized and inaccurate anime translation. Guys, take a guess who it is. It's our favorite translator, Katrina. Western localizers have once again been caught doing questionable translations for anime, as a certain familiar suspect has not only been inserting absurd Western phrases into their work, but has also been bragging about doing so and serving as the epitome of what is wrong with translation in the West. This is not surprising at all whatsoever, but they added terms like yeeted into it, removed terms like resting bitch face, all of these things that were seen as too offensive, and then they went on to say, this may surprise you, but I love the material. This translation is not for you. You are not the intended audience, pushing consumers away simply because we don't want terms like yeeted in our anime. But this is not the only situation, as questionable translator was selected as the Persona Xbox and PC port localization coordinator. I mean, Atlas was talking about this and how this release was going to be massive, and then Katrina said, so excited to announce that I'm the localization coordinator for the release of P3P and P4G on Xbox and Windows. Now, I will say that there were not any drastic changes made to these, but it doesn't matter because at this point they had already ruined their reputation and none of us trusted them, and people were very, very upset with the fact that this individual has been chosen to work on, such iconic franchises like Persona. But they were also someone who was responsible for Funimation's English subtitled version of Higurashi no Naka Koro Nigu, where they translated Satoko's classic Nini, a pet name for her older brother, as Big Brother, only to go on a rant defending their decision, and the individual also brushes off criticism as hate and blocks those who disagree with her. So they are someone who is extremely controversial in the translation / localization space, and I can't really feel all that bad when this is the person who is bringing to light the situation and complaining about it. While yes, I would prefer a real living, breathing human being to do high quality work, I just can't really feel all that bad for these localizers, just like I don't feel all that bad for the video game journalists who really are activists that are slowly but surely being kicked out of the industry and replaced with AI. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.